Hello everyone, I hope you're well out there and thank you for tuning in to our PictoChat series. My name is Wilson and I'm a project specialist with Piktochart and I'll be your host for today's PictoChat. Well, today I'm delighted to be joined by Anne from the Bright Millennial who has been an avid Piktochart user, and we're going to be talking about how her business, the Bright Millennial, uses visual communication to scale their digital marketing agency. Hello Anne, welcome to our show.
Hi, Wilson. I'm so excited to be here. So, hello, everyone.
So good to have you with us, Anne. I'd like to really introduce Anne first. Anne is a social media content creator and the co-founder of the Bright Millennial. Is one of Philippines' leading personal finance Facebook group. She is the lead digital marketer for the Bright Media as well, and it is an outfit that creates digital content and manages social media campaign for many brands and Philippines thought leaders. So, Anne, we have met on Facebook a few years back. I remember you reached out and you were speaking about Piktochart, and you've been sharing with me a lot of things that you created with Piktochart since then. Maybe we can start off by you telling us, like, how did you discover Piktochart?
Well, I started with Piktochart because years ago, we had this need to market online when my fiance, Garrett, he's also the co-founder of the Bright Millennial, needed to market himself online. So I didn't know how to do Photoshop or how to use Photoshop back then, actually until now. So I'm still trying, but yeah. So I looked for online editors, and there were actually a lot, but it was most of it are actually kind of difficult to use. And so, but still, of course, I tried using them, and then I created templates or created posters from scratch, and then I showed them to my friends, and they didn't want to comment negatively, so they just told me that to use Piktochart, and they recommended that why don't you use Piktochart? They have a lot of templates that you can use. So I tried it for the first time. I didn't know about it, and I just fell in love with it in an instant. And ever since, I've been using Piktochart in every content that I do. So
Yeah, and how long has that been for you?
let's see. I think 2 or 3 years. I'm not sure. Maybe 3 years. And I have already done a lot of projects because of Piktochart. So, which I thought was impossible, but made
Because
possible with Piktochart.
Yeah, I remember because when you reached out to me, I think 3 years ago when we connected on Facebook,
Mhm.
you were using Piktochart for probably you're working for a company, and remember you were using that. Is that correct?
Mhm. Yes, actually. So we had partnerships. So when we launched the Bright Millennial, so the Bright Millennial actually just started because we wanted to market ourselves online. And then we had partnerships after that. So there were a lot of brands and companies that wanted to hire us to do social media marketing, digital marketing.
Mhm.
And even though I didn't have any background, and Piktochart was very supportive. They provided with a lot of inspiration and a lot of help, really. So, yeah. So that's why when I reached out to you, I was super excited because it was something I didn't expect. It was out of the blue. So I was so thankful to Piktochart.
And you have started from like a personal business to growing to where it is today. So that is now your full-time job as well, right? Managing that.
Yes, that is right. So from the Bright Millennial, we have created the Bright Media. So the Bright Media is already focusing on the digital marketing side, while the Bright Millennial is more focusing on making partnerships with brands because it currently has grown into 300,000 followers.
If you're watching this and if you haven't followed them on Facebook, do go and check them out on the Bright Millennial. I follow them as well, and I like the financial tips that they offer in the form of videos, and that really helps, especially millennials like myself, on how to save money, how do you manage your finances, and so they make it in a very simple format using visuals for people to understand. So you can always follow them on Facebook to really get to be a part of what they're doing as well.
That's right.
Okay, I guess since you are like in this business for a few years now, and also using Piktochart, you probably understand the importance of visual communication. And I just wanted to hear from you, like, why do you think visual communication is so important for a digital marketing agency?
I really believe that to be a good communicator or marketer, you have to be able to communicate your message or product very well in a wider scope of audience, regardless of your age, educational background, or field. Visual communication does just that. So aside from it being very interesting to look at, of course, you have all these colors, right? So infographics and posters. It actually would help our audience understand our product and services in a more laymanized and less complicated way. So that's how we do it with the Bright Media and the Bright Millennial.
Yeah. And I think we also see like the rise of visual communication over the past many years. All businesses have to right now create visual communication, whether it is for their social media, whether it's internal communication, whether for their clients. More and more people are beginning to realize that you cannot just kind of put out a Word document out there or just type a long essay out there, but
Yes.
it has to go with like a visual to communicate it more effectively.
Yes.
You've also seen a rise with that, right?
Yes, that's right. So I think it's common knowledge that you really, if you have a business, you really have to put it out there. You have to put it online, and doing and marketing your business online isn't about just writing documents and being a good writer. Of course,
Yeah.
it's a plus, but having a visual to go with that text, right, it would actually attract more clients, more supporters, more followers. So visual communication is very, very vital if you have a business.
And I'm curious to also hear your thoughts because you mentioned that you partner and people kind of hire the Bright Media to also run their social media for them. Like for these businesses, what kind of business are they? Are they like more traditional, like looking for new ways to use visual communication, or are they already like quite established when it comes to their brand identity and what they're doing?
Actually, I have a lot. Most of my clients are actually startup companies, but we also have this big brands who have already, of course, started marketing online, but they were looking to actually connect more to their audience. So, with the Bright Media, not only that we create beautiful posts for their social media, but we also make sure that we connect to their audience.
Yeah.
And actually, visual communication plays a big role with that. So most of our content is actually easier to understand. And even though these brands are already established, they are still looking for ways to connect to their audience. And sometimes if it's a big brand, sometimes it's actually more difficult to connect to your audience, right? Because it has a wider scope of audience. Even though some are just starting, and of course they have already know the importance of visual communication. But for the bigger brands, they have visual communication, but I think it needed to be improved. I think they are more used to the traditional way of marketing. Recently, I think millennials really have this special a special way of marketing. We have a different way to market right now, and it's actually kind of different. It's kind of different from the usual marketing or traditional marketing, so it's easier to connect to the audience.
Yeah, I agree. Especially if we are, I think, marketing it to a younger audience. Digital marketing is one thing, influencer marketing is one thing as well. And I agree.
That's right.
Like, I think about traditional marketing and like placing like billboards or printing flyers, and that kind of takes up a lot of cost as well. But with digital marketing, you can probably do the same thing for a fraction of cost with more results. So I think a lot of brands are beginning to realize the importance of also embracing digital marketing beyond just traditional marketing, such as like TV ads or billboards.
That's right. That's right. And also with digital marketing, as compared to the traditional marketing, anyone can actually be targeted with traditional marketing. There's no specific target. But with digital marketing, you can actually target your audience specifically. So you could really create visuals that are more catered to your specific audience, right?
Wow, thanks for sharing your insights, like especially on this industry of digital marketing and
Yes.
the rise of it, especially. And I like the name of your business, like the Bright Millennial. Like yeah, I think it's really meant for the millennials and for this generation and the future generation. I'd like to
Yes.
hear more about like the story of like visual communication and Piktochart and how that or Piktochart has really benefited your business like over the past few years. I've really seen you grown, and I wanted to also hear your thoughts on that. How has it really benefited your business?
I think you already know how thankful I am to pick the chart. Right? I've been saying that over the past 3 years, but I just want to share with the audience how why I'm so thankful. So because of the viral contents that we have created from Pick the Chart, it actually opened a lot of opportunities for us here and abroad. So my fiance, Garrett, he was actually invited to a lot of speaking engagements here and also abroad. We also had radio and TV guestings, and he was also featured in magazines and news articles. So when we actually asked those people why they chose Garrett for the role or for to be their guest, of course because Garrett is a good speaker, but mostly because they saw the infographics that we created. Because most of the infographics that we created with Big to Chart went viral. So because of that, people see us as an expert when it comes to finance, because we had this infographics that are very, very easy to understand and would usually go viral. So that opened a lot of opportunities for us. And aside from that, business-wise, we got more inquiries and clients. And there was actually one time that we got over 1,000 of inquiries in just one day, because an infographic that we created with Piktochart went viral. So imagine that. And there's just the two of us before, and we had like thousands of inquiries on digital marketing and financial planning. And also, today, the Bright Millennial currently has more than 30 financial advisors and over 1,000 clients already from the Bright Millennial page. For the Bright Media, my digital agency, it's currently a team of 5, and we have catered to over hundreds of clients already.
Wow.
So everything was just marketed online, and we didn't know how to use Photoshop. Everything was just from Pick to Chart.
Well, it's so inspiring to hear like stories of like startup and then like becoming successful. Not because only Piktochart, but I think like you all also like driving that with you and Garrett as well. So well done to you. Like I mean, at Piktochart we always share about your story internally, and because we keep in touch a lot, and you always share like, oh, this is my webinar, this is a conference that I'm speaking at, and I always share that with our team, and we're constantly amazed of like what you have accomplished with our tool. So we are proud of you, and we are really cheering you on.
Wow, thank you so much. That means a lot. Yeah. So I really always tell you what I do because I'm really, really so thankful. I honestly think I won't be here if I didn't discover Piktochart. It's actually, in all honesty, because it's what I've been using until now,
Mhm.
and even with my webinars, it's still what I have been using. So
Yeah,
thank you to your team as well.
I mean, I've been a part of your webinar, and I've seen you presenting like tips on using Piktochart. I'm like, wow, you're really good. In fact, you said that we could probably hire you as well to be one of our.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I said that.
Okay. I mean, I know you've created so many things in Piktochart, and you've like kind of shared a lot of them with me. But I'd like to find out what is like your proudest creation that you've done with Piktochart.
Well, I'm actually proud of every every content I create with Piktochart. There's actually a lot, because I keep on messaging you, right? If whenever I'm proud of my creation. Well, I have created posters for billboards and
Right.
magazines actually, so that's one proud moment for me. And there were actually media outlets that also featured my work, but. I think the proudest creation would be the Bright Millennial page, because it's where it all started. The Bright Millennial opened a lot of opportunities for me and my fiance Garrett, and the viral infographics and posters that I created with Piktochart actually helped us build the Bright Millennials following. So it currently has 300,000 followers. We also have a Facebook group with 50,000 members. The Bright Millennial is has continued to provide opportunities for us. And it's all because people are following our infographics. They're actually, whenever they message us that how our infographics help them to understand finance more,
Yeah.
it's actually, I think, my proudest moment,
Mm.
because you get to help one person to be financial literate, and you get to help one person to know more about finances. So yeah, that's my proudest moment or creation. Sorry.
I think it's very evident because like when you go to like the Bright Millennials Facebook page, you can just see the amount of engagement they receive, the amount of
Yes.
shares they receive as well. Like people just tagging their friends and asking them, hey, check this out. This is something that you need to know about. I remember you had one post that went really viral, and I can't remember the exact reach, but do you remember like how many people did you reach in total from that one viral post? Or right now, like what is your average reach for each of your posts?
Actually, for infographics, we usually get more than 1 million reach. So that's actually our minimum already for our infographics. So a lot of people actually are reading our infographics. Honestly, I think, and I'm quite sure
Yeah.
that if I posted it as an article, or if I posted as a long post or long text,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if people are really going to read that. But since I turned that into an infographic, actually, we have tried that before.
Yeah.
We posted this very, very long text, but it didn't get a lot of engagements. And
Mm.
then I'm actually sure that it's actually a really good article. So
Yeah.
I turned that into an infographic, and it just went viral and just like that.
Yeah.
So it was able to get 1 million reach in just around 30 minutes. So
Amazing.
imagine that.
And you all are like one of the leading financial agencies, I would say, in the Philippines as well. So well done to you all for bringing a new way of helping people to be more financially literate. I mean, I've been following your posts as well, and I see how much how you're doing and the success that you have. So good job.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, I mean, based on your experience and what you've done over the past few years, I think we can learn from you all. I wanted to kind of find out if like you could offer like the 3 most important visual communication tips to any agencies out there or businesses. What would your 3 most important tips be?
I think first would be to communicate who you are, what you do, and what you believe in. So, who you are, what you believe in, your advocacy would actually reflect on your visual communication. So, if you really have the heart to make people understand, that would reflect on your work. So, visual communication should be more than just a visual identity. It should be able to get your message across.
Yeah.
So focus on that.
Mhm.
And second, I think the simpler the better. Actually, don't make it too complicated. Visual communication nowadays. I remember years back. I think 3 years ago, before I discovered Piktochart, I would usually use a lot of font styles or colors. I put a lot of elements on my visual arts. I used to think that the more elements the better, it's more beautiful if I just put everything there. But actually, the simpler the better. We don't have to make things too complicated, and make sure that it's very easy to understand. Leave the jargons out. Laymanize the terms that you have to laymanize. So your focus should be making people understand your work. And lastly, a strong visual identity is really going to play an important role in your business. So a cohesive look on brand design language actually reflects and enhances your business. So don't take that for granted. Invest on it, research about it, and learn the new trends so that you would be up to date with your business and when you create visual communication for your business. So I think a lot of businesses nowadays have or had to improve, right? Because we have to adjust to the millennial. The millennials are currently the trend in the targeting your audience, right? So yeah, that's the three.
I think those are really good tips that you mentioned, and I like how you started off by mentioning this, that visual communication should be more than just a visual identity, because it is all about getting your message across. And I think like sometimes, we can focus so much on the design and making it look nice, but if it doesn't communicate it effectively, it really defeats the purpose as well, right?
Yes, that's right. When we started, most of our contents are the designs of our contents are actually not good. But I think while we are trying to improve our design, we are also trying to improve how we can communicate to our audience. We are actually really focused on communicating to the audience or making the audience understand. That's actually our focus. That's why we created a design that we thought would be easier for the audience to understand. So
Yeah.
I think that's really the key. You just have to make people. You just really have to make your message across. So
Yeah. So that's a good tip for all the digital agencies, those businesses out there. If you're looking to really get into visual communication, always remember the first thing is always about communicating to your audience, because if you don't get the message across, then it really defeats the purpose of it as well. All right. That is great. And I want to just like probably have a final question that I want to ask you. It is about Piktochart. And
okay.
you've been using PictureChat for so many years now. You know it in and out. You know our latest features and all the things that we kind of try to improve upon. But what is like your favorite features about PictureChat?
Oh, okay. I thought you're going to ask me about something technical about Piktochart. Because you know what? You can ask me anything about Piktochart. I can tell it to you.
You will know it.
Yeah, you know that. So anyway, wait, I have three.
Yeah.
So I have three favorites. First would be the clip arts, because there's just a lot to choose from. So I never run out of clip arts to use. Next would be the photos. I like that Piktochart has its own set of photos and that it has an option to choose photos from Unsplash. I think Unsplash is actually quite popular, right? With their photos, they have really good photos, and I like that it's actually linked to Piktochart, so I really don't have to go to Unsplash anymore. And of course, the templates, of course. Very original. The designs are top notch. And you know what? There are actually days when creators like me are not really creative, but Piktochart actually have these set of templates that will just get you really inspired and give you more ideas to be creative.
Yeah.
So those are my top three. Sorry, I gave three.
No, I think
If I can give all, I would.
yeah. So like I do agree with you. I think one of the strengths of PictureChat is that we have a lot of icons, and you don't have to pay for each icon. It's already part of your free plan as well. And if you
Yes.
choose, it's also part of it, right? So thousands of icons that our designers have created on our own, and it's free for you to use. And like you mentioned about the photos with Unsplash, I think that integration is so helpful because with Unsplash, you get like hundreds of thousands of photos that you want to search for, and you can just kind of search exactly what you want, and it will be shown there.
Yes,
so easy to use.
that's right. Yeah. I could just I could just, put keywords that I need, and
Yeah.
there would be a lot of photos to choose from.
Yeah.
And yeah. And also, this is what really made me choose Piktochart from the start. So I've tried a lot of online editors, but Piktochart I think is the only one I have tried so far. I'm not sure, but this one, Piktochart, is the only one I've tried wherein all of the clip arts are already available for me. So I don't have to pay for each clip arts.
Yeah.
All of the clip arts that are there is already mine to use.
Yeah.
And of course, the audience to use. So
Yeah,
that's really good.
that's great to know. Well, I think this is a good place to wrap up. And thank you, Anne, for really being a part of our PictoChat today, and for sharing your story with us.
Thank you so much. It's actually an honor to be here. It's actually a huge, opportunity for me. So thank you so much.
Yeah. So if you've enjoyed this conversation, feel free to leave a comment on this video, and let us know what is one thing that you have learned from this story as well. And of course, you can stay connected with Anne or myself. You can reach us via email, follow us on our Facebook or our LinkedIn. And if you especially like to learn more about PictoChat or the Bright Millennial or the Bright Media, feel free to reach either one of us. And also, we'd like to offer you a free handout of templates that you could easily use and customize for your own business. So there will be a free PDF that you can download. by just going to the link in the description, and you'll be able to get that free handout templates. And in that PDF, you'll be able to open those templates on Piktochart and also use them for free as well. So that's the end of our video interview today for this PictoChat series. And once again, thank you for joining us, and goodbye.